G'day everyone and welcome to the Down Under Centre Migrating to Australia podcast. This is actually going to be our last episode before the new year. So we're going to take a break after this episode for a couple of weeks. So Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all of our listeners. On this episode, I'm joined again by Jenny and Daniel Coates. We last recorded in October 2024 when they were in the UK. They actually moved to Perth in May this year, so we're going to have a catch up on this episode. Welcome, guys. How are you both doing?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Nice to have you back. Thanks for joining.
No, you're welcome.
So whereabouts in Perth are you living?
So we're living north of the river. We are just up past Joondalup in a little suburb called Kinross.
Nice. Is that near the beach?
We're a suburb back from the beach, so we can get there in 5 minutes in the car. So yeah, it's nice and close.
Very, very nice. And how far away from the city is that?
It's about half an hour drive.
Yeah,
Okay.
on a weekend, probably say about 20-25 minutes. On a day, like weekday, an hour probably.
Depends what time you go, to be fair, because the traffic on the freeway can get quite mental.
So this is being recorded on a Thursday, a weekday. You guys been at work today?
Yeah, both at work.
Yeah, and what time is it there now? So it's 8 p.m. for me here in South Australia.
So it's almost 6.
Almost 6 o'clock, cool.
Yeah.
So you just got in from work and luckily for us, you've found time to record a podcast episode. Thanks so much. All right, so I think we'll just jump straight into it. If you just want to take us through like what happens after we last recorded with you, your journey and your first month in Perth.
So after we last recorded, so we had our visa grant. So we kind of spent a lot of months just trying to cram a lot in with family and friends, and we had some little like weekends away and Christmas, and a lot of organising. We sold our house, so that was a big one to sort.
We sold it just after the original podcast, actually.
Yeah.
Just after we've been away.
Yeah, we did.
Nice, well done. Yeah.
And then we moved out of our house in February and stayed with Dan's dad for 8 weeks before we got our flight out.
That was fun.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
It was all right. No, it was just, yeah. You know when you're too old to live with your parents, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Funny enough, we've actually got him coming to stay with us for 8 weeks.
Yeah, so
next year.
Nice.
So we're putting ourselves through it all over again.
Yeah.
No, it'll be a good time. It'll be fine.
Oh, that's
yeah,
nice.
So we had our see you soons. We didn't say bye to anybody. We did lots of see you soons. We had a little leaving party, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we.
You can't forget, we arranged like all the move around Christmas time, didn't we? So we booked the flights and decided on the date we were coming out around Christmas, and we decided for the start of May.
Yeah.
You then organised PSS and stuff and getting all the stuff we wanted sent over, shipped over. That was around, when did that go?
We sent that before we moved out of the house. I think we sent that at the beginning of February, yeah. So that actually arrived not long after we did, really.
It was about...
It arrived in May.
It got in May, but you had to wait like 3 weeks for all the clearance and everything, didn't we? So at the end of May we got it. So after all that, we just did a lot of cool weekends away with friends and family, well, as much as we could anyway. And then packed up and...
A lot of packing, unpacking, repacking.
Yeah.
A lot last minute run to the shop for an extra suitcase.
And then a few things, I'll have to live without that.
Yeah.
I'll have to live without that.
Yeah.
We were obviously always watching weight limits and everything else, what we had on the plane still, and we were still over by about 5 kilos.
Yeah.
But they were good enough to let us off. We didn't have to pay any extra for that, which was nice.
Nice. And how was the flight?
It was all right.
Yeah, it was fine. So we flew with Singapore and we stopped at Singapore and then did our last leg over. And do you know what? I actually think back now, and it all went so quick, to be honest.
Mhm.
So quick.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like we were like travelling for, I think it was like 20 hours or something, like the flight. It didn't feel that long.
But by the end of it, when we finally got to our temporary accommodation, our Airbnb, we were shot.
Yeah.
We were all tired out.
Jet lag.
The actual travel,
Yeah, we just tried to make it fun, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like we had like our night at the airport the day before, and we like upgraded and got ourselves like a runway view. So Jago's like obsessed with planes and stuff. So that was like a little fun start to the travel for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just treated it as like a fun experience, and tried not to dwell on the fact that everything that we were leaving and the daunting task ahead.
Mm. No, that's really good. And then, so when you landed, what was your first week like?
It was hectic.
Yeah,
Hectic. The hardest, well, I say the hardest. One of the hardest things for us in the first week was obviously adjusting, because the time difference and everything else, your body clock was all out of whack.
Yeah.
And everything else, so it was difficult for us for the first few days where we were kind of out of sleep patterns and everything else. We were going to bed and then not sleeping and then waking up really late and stuff. But then we were running around opening bank accounts, trying to get driving licenses sorted. I was trying to get on top of getting provisional licenses organised and stuff like that, because I know it was going to take a while to come through and stuff. So that first week was really hectic, especially when we hadn't moved into our accommodation yet.
Yeah, we stayed in an Airbnb for
6 nights.
6 nights, yeah, when we first arrived.
Obviously, we were then organising furniture and fridges and freezers and stuff ready for that day of moving in and stuff. So it was really busy that first week.
But like in the midst of it, I was very aware, like Jago being 10, like we had to stop and do other stuff. So like we went to the beach, and there was like a free car festival the first weekend we were here. So
the
like
Joondalup Festival of Motoring.
Yeah, so like we stopped and, you know, we took our days and explored a bit as well.
That's good. What was the first beach that you went to?
We're actually about less than 10 minutes from Mindari, and that was the beach that we went to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And what did you think about it when you got to that beach?
Oh, it was just empty. We were the only people on it, at least.
Well, it was May, I suppose. Yeah. So it's coming into winter. Yeah.
It was a lovely day. It was still
mid-20s. Yeah, we arrived and it was still lovely and warm.
Yeah, and it was going down onto the beach for the first time. I was like, wow, we've actually finally done it.
Yeah, like this is on our doorstep now.
Yeah, and it's like, not like the beaches we were used to back in the UK.
Yeah.
Did you go in the sea?
Yeah, we had a paddle.
Yeah, we did have photos.
We didn't have much gear with us at the time.
No.
I can always tell the newcomers here in Adelaide because they're the ones who go in the sea when no one else does.
Yes.
And to be fair, that was me when I arrived in 2019 as well. So we've all been there. Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, Jake would probably go in it all weathers.
I mean,
he loves a paddle and a splash. And
once we'd got settled, we went up to Yancha. We were going one weekend, didn't we? And that was later on. That was end of May, start of June. And it got me in the water for a good half an hour because the currents was really strong. I came out of that one a bit colder than I wanted to.
I think it's good for snorkeling there, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It's just when we went with the weather change and everything, the currents were really strong. It was not the most ideal one for snorkeling that day because when you were swimming, you were just getting dragged across the beach.
Yeah.
Like trying to battle back and get back to where you were.
So, had you guys been to Australia before?
No, neither.
No. First time in Australia, yeah. No. And what did you think of the supermarkets?
I like how there is a lot of fruit and veg, and it's like real fresh and.
There's not as much choice.
Yeah, there's probably not as much choice, and it's weird. Like the supermarkets aren't what we have as a supermarket in the UK, like with your clothing section, your home section.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just like your food, your cleaning stuff, and that is it. There's no little like browse round Sainsbury's on a weekend.
Yeah, no, it's different, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
I went back to the UK for the first time in 6 years this June just gone, and I love the supermarkets in England
Yeah.
because just the choice and the variety. And I don't know if it's the same in Western Australia, but in South Australia, we can't buy alcohol in the supermarket. We have to go to the bottle shop. Is it the
Yeah.
same there?
Yeah, same here.
It is the
Yeah.
same, except our supermarket basically has, our local one anyway, has a bottle shop on it.
Has a bottle shop next to it. Yeah, I think a lot of them do that. Yeah, yeah.
As you walk out.
Yeah, but then just be able to go into Sainsbury's or Asda and it had like everything that you could possibly need in
Yeah.
there. It was just
Yeah.
really nice. It took me back to how easy it used to be.
Yeah, definitely.
And
You find it strange though when you've got like a Coles and a Woolies in a shopping centre and you can just walk around with your trolley full of shopping and then just go
yeah,
in,
I think so. Yeah,
or something like that, or Kmart.
Yeah.
And we find that a bit strange still, but yeah, there is that side of things. So you've got less variety in the shop, but then they're usually more clumped together with stuff.
definitely. Yeah, and just going back to like the fruit and the veg, so it's a lot more seasonal here.
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK, obviously, it's like you can buy everything all year round, and it's like the same price, but then the quality is really bad. So yes, you can buy strawberries and grapes all year round, but at certain times of the year, it's not that good quality, I would
Yeah,
say.
you get like less flavour in it and stuff like that. Don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas now, because it's summer, you've got all your mangoes and stone fruits and strawberries, and they're like really, really good. And then we'll come into like grape season where they'll get cheaper.
I miss grapes.
Yeah, so at the moment they're coming down in price, and I think over the next couple of months they'll just get cheaper and cheaper, and then you'll start to buy them. And then obviously in the winter it's more like apples and oranges, that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I've definitely noticed like we went strawberry picking and they'd sell it in like a tray and it was $15 and I weighed it when we got home and it was over 3 kilos worth of strawberries.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's actually loads of strawberries, like really cheap compared to what even like I had a look to compare our local strawberry picking field in the UK where we lived, and I think they were like £7 a kilo. Like,
so you got like 3 times the amount for the same price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the difference here is that you can pick them for most of the year.
Yeah.
So that they obviously can make more money, whereas in England there's about 6 weeks, isn't there? So they've got to get the money when they can. What about eating out? So when I went back to England, so when I first moved here in 2019, which is like, I'm in my 7th year. When I first moved here, I thought eating out here was like a lot more expensive than in the UK. But when I went back this year, I realised that it wasn't more expensive here. It was more expensive in the UK. What do you think?
Yeah, we found it the same. We think it's a lot more expensive in the UK to eat out than it is here.
Yeah, so obviously because we'd never been before, like it was just everyone's just in the mindset that Australia's really expensive. And actually when we arrived, like Dan's said quite a lot recently, like to family back home, like actually we've never eaten out so much as we have since we've arrived, because one, you're always out and about, but actually two, it is loads more affordable.
Yeah.
And you can just pick stuff up and just eat it outside as well.
Yeah, there's so much like street vendors and stuff like that in places.
That's right, yeah. Or use the free barbecues and cook some food.
We haven't done that yet.
Oh, you need to do that. You need to get Jago cooking some sausages.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Snags, as they're called here, obviously.
Yeah.
Cool, okay. So you use the DUC home search service with the lovely Gemma Teal, and that obviously secured you a house. Do you think that took away some of the stress when you arrived?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely did. Just because we knew we had somewhere to go to.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to then worry about paying for an Airbnb for God knows how many weeks and trying to sort it ourselves. We had Gemma who was able to basically navigate us through the whole process, which made it so much easier. It was well worth the cost of the relocation service as opposed to paying for the Airbnbs.
Yeah,
and
I
trying
think
to do
I think the cost of an Airbnb for a month is probably more than what we charge for the service anyway.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we looked at it as. We thought, well, it's worth its weight in gold straight away there. So
Yeah.
You know, you're in that mindset that you need to arrive, especially with like kids. You need to try and get some stability and settle as quickly as you can for them, as well as yourselves. And having that base was just it was just a no-brainer to get us just get us going.
Good.
The only downside I think we've found with it, I mean, is because you're looking at a house from 10,000 miles away.
Yeah.
You're not getting the full picture, and the one we ended up actually getting, we didn't actually get to see a walkthrough with Gemma because there were still tenants in it at the time.
Yeah, that's difficult. Yeah,
we had to go on what Gemma had said to us and everything else, which we did, and it's great. It's a lovely house. It's just if we'd have been able to pick something, we probably wouldn't have picked it.
Yeah.
We wanted stability, and we wanted somewhere to be able to come to and go to straight away, and that was the benefit of it.
Yeah, the market is so competitive.
It is. It's crazy.
And unfortunately, when it's tenanted, it's really hard to take the photos and the videos because the real estate agent won't let you sometimes because privacy problems.
Yeah, we totally get that, and we understood that. And like I say, we're happy where we are, to be fair. It's a nice house. We're quite happy with it.
The thing is, like, I said this to Gemma, like, I made her job so much more difficult because I was so set on the suburb that I wanted us to be in. So, like, it wasn't as though she had an option to look at 4 or 5 different suburbs. Like, I was like, this is where I want to be. And so I did narrow it down. So we were in that, you know, we had to go for what we could get.
Yeah.
Well, that actually makes our job really much easier. If we know exactly where people want to live, it makes it a lot easier because you know where you're looking. Whereas we do get people who are so broad to begin with. I mean, they could literally come to us and say, I want to live in North or South Perth. And we're like, do you actually know how big Perth is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Jago, how's Jago settling in?
Really well, I think. We've had a couple of like little wobbles where, you know, he's got quite emotional, he's missing his friends back in the UK, but he loves it. Like he's thriving. Like he's getting more confident in himself. Like he comes out of school every day with a smile on his face. Like he has so much more fun there. He's started new clubs. Yeah, he's doing really well.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah. And what year is he going to go into after the holidays?
It'll be going into year 6, so last year of primary.
Nice age, yeah. So just for the listeners, has Western Australia started their summer holiday? Sorry?
No, we break up next week, next Thursday.
Okay, cool. So it's quite funny in Australia. All the states have different start and finish times of holidays. So, for example, here in South Australia, my children, they go to a private school. They actually started their summer holidays this Monday just gone, and they don't go back until the 28th of January.
Yeah.
So they had like 8 weeks off, which is crazy. But the public schools break up tomorrow, whereas you guys obviously break up next week. I know that Victoria, they break up the weekend right before Christmas as well. But the summer holidays here actually run through the Christmas break. And so generally speaking, it's obviously the hot time of year. So the schools close and then they go back at the end of January, just for the listeners' information. Yep. Cool. So what kind of clubs is he doing? Because you said that he started to join some clubs.
So he started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu since we arrived.
That's cool, yeah.
Never done it before, and he's just had his grading and he's got a belt, so he was absolutely buzzing with himself.
He's doing really well. He's kind of taken to it really well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Considering he was really nervous when he first started. Like the first time we went down, he just watched. And then the second time he got stuck in and he just went from there and he loved it and he was going every day. Well, I say every day, every 2 days that he got a week, and it's Mondays and Wednesdays he goes. Yeah. He absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
and then he does swimming as well. That was kind of like my non-negotiable. We did swimming lessons in the UK, and we'd stopped him because he'd outgrown the pool that we went to, and I said, like, it's just something that we need to carry on when we come. And again, he was really, I don't want to do it. Got him into, we had quite a long wait list for the swim school that wanted him to go to. Anyway, we got a place. And after his first lesson, he was like, "Oh, mummy, can I come back next term?" And I was like, "Yes, absolutely." So that's it. He loves it. So I think we're in term 2 now.
We're in the second term.
Yeah, we're about to finish term 2 with him. So
good, because kids need to know how to swim in Australia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this last 2 weeks of school, they're doing swimming every day as well.
Yeah. Do they go in the sea?
They do next year in year 6.
Yeah. I think when they go back, they have like their beach swimming.
Yeah, do like all the aquatics, all the different kinds of lessons, surfing and things. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool for the kids. So we spoke with Jago and your mum on the last call, Dan. How's your mum going?
I think we had a resurgence this week. She's been struggling with it quite a bit.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And then this week she rang me and said, "Right, what dates can I come out?" and stuff like that. So, but prior to that, I think I'd had about 4 or 5 phone calls with her where she just blurted into tears every time, and
yeah.
It makes it difficult, obviously. It makes it more difficult than we want it to be. But she's just been struggling with it more than we expected, really, because she was the one who was really out of the family, really the one kind of saying, "Go for it," it's worth a try, and you should take a chance. But then as soon as we come out there, she kind of wants us to come back. But yeah, last week when she rang on the weekend, she was like, "Right. Really happy, wasn't she? She said, when can I come out? What can I do?" I was like, "Right, well, we did offer you to come out over Christmas this year, but it's maybe a little bit late now." And she was like, "Yes, it is." And I was like, "Okay, well, you can't come out," because she wants to come out over when Jay goes on holiday from school. You can't do that after the next term because my dad's coming out. And I said, "There's no point in you coming out in June, July time because it'll be cold." And you won't get the full experience. And then, so we were like, so October time or next Christmas? And she was like, "I might do both."
Yeah.
She was like, "I can't go a full almost 2 years without seeing you." So she might come out earlier for a couple of weeks.
She'll probably just arrive next week.
Yeah.
Knowing my mum, yes.
She does do that.
She does just on impulse do stuff like that, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's funny how it's just different how relatives take it. It sounds to me like she maybe a bit delayed emotions, like she wanted to be happy for you, but now it's sunk in a little bit, and the reality is a little bit harder to deal with.
Yeah, I think my brother's had a word or two with her.
Yeah, I think my husband's mum was quite similar, so she was like really happy and stuff. But I think sometimes what people think is they think, "Oh, they're just going away on a holiday." And then it doesn't turn into being like that. It turns into something more permanent, and then they can see that you're enjoying yourselves, and it makes it a bit harder for them. But now, like 6 years on, honestly, like my husband's mum is like so happy. We went back for the first time in 6 years this year, like I said, and I was expecting it to be difficult, like tears and things, but she was absolutely fine. No worries at all. Yeah. So just keep talking, keep FaceTiming, just have a bit of patience with her because it's hard for everybody, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It is, and the person I thought who would take it the worst is actually taking it the best, apart from my brother. My dad's taken to it so well, it's unbelievable, and I couldn't believe it because he was quite against us going initially.
Yes.
But yeah, he every time I speak to him, he's always happy and jolly and what are you doing? What have you been doing? Oh, this is happening at home, blah, blah. You're not missing out, don't worry. And then he was one of the first, he's the first one to say he wanted to come out and he booked something and he's coming out next year, which is nice.
Nice. And how do you keep in touch with your family?
FaceTime. Well,
Yeah.
FaceTime, WhatsApp call,
Like
video
WhatsApp
calls.
yeah.
Is the
Yeah,
main, well, the only way really, and text
it's a bit
messaging.
easier in Perth because you're a bit closer in time zones, aren't you?
Yeah,
So currently we're 8 hours ahead, due to daylight savings, obviously in the UK, and then in their
That's right.
summertime we're only 7 hours ahead, so it makes it a
That's
little bit
right.
easier again. So we're usually ringing them around our dinner time, about 5-6 o'clock in the evening, and they're just plodding around their day, coming up to lunchtime kind of thing, and we'll have a good chat with them. Unless he's the last few times,
Yeah,
Mum and Daddy's just been climbing into the car
yeah.
just to go out. But we try and time it so that someone's always at home when we ring them. So we follow each other on the Life 360 app, so you can see where they are at any time in the world.
That's good.
Like, oh, my dad's at home, I'll ring him. It turns out he's just climbing into the car. We try and keep in touch with everyone as much as we can, really, don't we?
Yeah. So I'm 10 and a half hours ahead at the moment. Whereas because we have daylight savings and the UK has daylight savings, we have like 4 different clock changes during the year.
Oh, wow.
So at the moment we're like the furthest away in terms of time, but at the shortest amount of time we're 8.5 hours ahead.
Wow.
So at the moment it's quite difficult for us because by the time like people want to speak to us at like even 9 o'clock in the morning their time, we just really want to start winding down because it's tiring. But then you've got to try and have conversations with people. So that's another difficulty with Australia. Yeah. So another thing for the listeners, in case they don't realise, Australia has multiple time zones. Different states have different times. So Western Australia at the moment is 2.5 hours behind South Australia, but it's also 3 hours behind Victoria and New South Wales. So that's another thing to bear in mind as well. So how about your work? What are you guys doing for work?
So Dan kind of walked into a job.
I'm an electrician, so I was an electrician. That's how we've come over. And within the first month, on a recommendation of someone else, they said just put a post out on a Perth electricians page and someone will get in touch with you. And so I did, and someone did get in touch with me and offered me a job, so I took it. And it's been a pretty good job, to be fair, so far. It's tiring work, I'm not going to lie. I'm slogging a lot. I'm up early and I do a lot of long hours and some travelling sometimes, which can make it quite difficult. So I like it. Are you still there, Lisa?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
That's all right, my computer just went off and I thought we'd lost it.
Yeah, that's okay.
So like I've had a job that's about an hour away, so I've been travelling to and from that quite a bit, but then when the traffic builds up, it makes it difficult to get home in less than an hour and a half. So travelling a lot and not always getting paid. Well, not getting paid for the travel, obviously, but I do have a work van, which is a bonus. I don't have to pay for any fuel or anything like that. It's different over here. Everything's not done. Well, it is done differently. Just people work differently. I've found trades don't tend to communicate very well between each other over here.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll like I turned up to a job today and I found a couple of GPOs that are now half buried by the ceiling because they decided to put the ceiling lower than it was supposed to be. And I found an outside light that was in conduit just chucked to the ground and moved out of the way because it was in their way apparently. You don't find out about it until you get back onto site kind of thing, and it's kind of infuriating.
Thanks so much for joining us again. Wishing our listeners a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and thanks for listening to the podcast. We will be back with you in 2026 with more episodes. Thanks again for joining us, Jen and Dan. Thank you. Bye.